This is my very favorite garment. It's called Dress for Comfort. And believe it or not, dresses are so extremely comfortable, especially if they're made like this. You can dress them up with jewelry if you want to, or a jacket or whatever, but dresses are comfortable to wear. And I love them in the summertime because it's cooler. I also wear a dress all the time on airplanes. I call it my airplane dress because it's just comfortable. You don't have any binding on you like you do with pants or shorts or capris or anything like that. So you can make this dress out of any fabric you want. I choose most of the time to make it out of woven. Now let me give you a little hint on woven fabric. Almost every store that you ever shop at has woven fabric with lycra in it. And I'm from the South, so I call that lycra a scunch of room. That's all it's going to give you is a scunch. It's not going to change the fit. It's just going to give you a little bit more comfort. Remember, we're into that comfort thing. So check online. You have denim with lycra. You have wool with lycra. You have linen with lycra. You have everything has lycra in it. So, and you need 3% or more lycra in a fabric to make it comfortable. So check that out. But you can make just regular linen if you want to use that. You could make this out of knit if you chose to do that. If you choose to do this dress out of knit, I suggest you use French fuse on the back side of it, because there is nothing worse in a dress than sitting all day long and standing up and you have a little bubble butt. So we don't want to do that. So make sure that you use the French fuse. If you choose to make the straight dress, French fuse will keep that from happening. So you're going to need your master pattern, and you're going to need pattern knees. And pattern knees, again, is 45 inches wide, and you can see through it, and you can purchase it on my website. So let me show you how we're going to make this. Now remember, we're going to start with the master pattern, okay? So if you want to put sleeves in it, that's fine, or if you want to make it sleeveless, that's fine too. But we're going to start with the master pattern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this again and show you exactly how we're going to do it. Let me pull this up here because the dress is pretty long. You need to decide how long you want this to be. I make it short sometimes, I make it long sometimes, so it's totally up to you. I suggest that if you do this, you make the long one first, and then you can shorten it as you want to. So if you look at what's on the dress form over here, this isn't a really long dress, but all you have to do is stand in front of a mirror, take your tape measure over the bust as long as you want this dress to be. Now I know that I like my dresses 42 inches long, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure down. And by the way, I have the pattern knees folded this time because I want to cut a whole dress and show you what that looks like. So I'm going to measure down. This is 36, so I need 6 more inches to make it 42. Boy, I cut just enough pattern knees, didn't I? So I'm going to draw a line down here at the bottom, and I know that's how long I want that dress to be. So all I'm going to do is to follow around on the back and the front and the shoulder and the armhole. Now let's keep in mind I'm making a woven dress. So what do we have to do? We have to add to the side seam. You don't, again, this is totally up to you as to how much you want to add. I don't like my dresses really, really big because I'm really big. I don't like a lot of fullness in the dresses, so I like them pretty straight. So I only add a ½ inch to the side seam. You can add as much as you want. Totally up to you. Remember what I said, you're the designer. So I'm going to take this straight down like this and show you what the beginning looks like. So this is the beginning of the dress. Now, just like we did when we did the coat, I want to measure down to the largest part of me. I know that the largest part of me is 26 inches. So from my shoulder to my hip, where the largest part is 26 inches. So I'm going to mark where that 26 inches is, and I'm going to draw a straight line. Where that 26 inches is, or where the largest part of you is, in your hip area, you want to add, and you can add whatever you want. You can add an inch, you can add 2 inches, depending on how much you want to A-line this dress and how big you want the dress to be. I'm going to add no more than an inch because I don't think it needs any more than an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up here at the arm's eye. This little part right here is called an arm's eye. I'm going to start there. I'm going to cross that line, and I'm going straight down to that line I drew for the length. And that's your dress. That's how hard that is to do. So we're going to mark on here dress. We're going to mark that we did 1/2 inch on the side seam. We added that for the woven fabric because I like woven fabrics for straight dresses like this. Again, these are just comfortable in the summertime. So let me show you how simple this is to do. I'm going to cut this out, and I'm going to cut it just exactly as if you were cutting your t-shirt pattern out. So I'm going to cut this front out like this, and the shoulder, and the side. As I said, dresses are really comfortable, and you can make them out of any kind of fabric. Even the 45-inch wide cotton fabric that a lot of you use if you're quilters, you got some extra of that, they make beautiful dresses. I love cotton fabric, and I love Robert Allen cotton fabric, but any kind of fabric you want to use is fine. Make sure I did both. Okay, so let me move the pattern weights and the yardstick, and let me show you that this is your dress pattern. Now remember, this is the t-shirt again. So all I have to do is to cut this down. Now, if you noticed in all of these variations that I've done, I've never cut down the pattern itself. I only cut down what it is on the master. You can cut this lower if you want to, but I only cut what's on the master, and then I start from there. So it just makes it a little bit easier. But this is your dress pattern. So let me get rid of all of this, and I'll show you the one that I have cut out. Oh, I forgot something. I got to show you how to make the little template for the keyhole, because this is fun. I made this dress out of exactly the dress that I'm showing you, and I put the keyhole in, and I made it out of very, very fancy stretch lycra, and I wore it on the cruise ship. And I have to tell you, if you like buffets, that's a really comfortable dress because you're dressed up. You have a little keyhole, but you have enough room for the buffets. And of course, that's the best part of the cruise, isn't it? Is all of the food that's on there. So I'm going to do just the front because I'm going to put the keyhole in the front. However, you could put it in the back if you wanted to. Now, this picture is on your paper. So I'm going to draw the center front. And this is going to be my template. So I'm going to measure down. Let me get my tape measure. And I'm going to measure down, because I'm going to lower this neckline about 3 inches. So I'm going to do this. You can make it lower or bigger, whatever you want to do. And then all you have to do is to draw like this. Okay? That's going to be cut out. That's going to be your keyhole. So this is your template. This is your keyhole template. And let me cut this neck down because I think you could see it just a little bit better when this is cut down. And you have the directions in the book for doing the keyhole, but this will be your template. Now you can choose, totally up to you, whatever neckline you want to from any of the top variations. You can do this on the dress because basically all the dress is your t-shirt lengthened. So you can do any neckline you want. You could do a scoop neck, a V-neck, whatever you wanted to do. So this is your keyhole. So once you have this cut out of fabric, you're literally going to remove like a hole right here in the front of your shirt or your dress. So it's really cute. It's a cute detail for it. So let me get rid of this, and I'll show you the dress. And I love this fabric. So this is woven fabric. I've cut it out, and I've used a serger all the way around the edges. So now I'm going to fold this in half and cut the neck edge. So I'm going to fold it like this. I sewed the shoulder seams together. You can put sleeves in this, or you can make it sleeveless, totally up to you. And I'm going to cut out the neck edge like this. Now I like to cut down the back as well, but that's up to you. you could keep that the same way. And let me turn this over so you can see it. So there's my neck edge. Now I need to finish this with something. I'm going to show you the easiest way to finish it. You could finish it with a bias strip of fabric if you wanted to, but I'm going to finish it with a piece of t-shirt knit. So I'm going to go from the neck edge like this, stand the tape measure up all the way around like this, and what I'm coming up with is 21 inches. All right, so I'm going to cut a strip of this knit that is 20 inches. We're going to do this exactly the way we did with Chanel trim, only we're going to do it just a little different. We're going to fold it to the inside instead of having the black show. So I need a strip of fabric that is 20 inches long and about 3 or 4 inches wide. However wide you want to work with. I like 3 inches wide, because then you can decide whatever it is you want to do. We're going to put the two short ends together and we're going to sew with a 1/2 inch seam. Now I'm going to put this, I'm going to do it with pins instead of a sewing machine just to show you how it's done. Now if you go back to the very beginning of the book, in the first chapter it tells you how to sew Chanel trim, and that's basically what we're doing. So I am going to quarter this neckline, a quarter the strip, then I'll quarter the neckline and put the two together in very, very simple, easy fashion to do. I love using knit with woven because knit doesn't ravel, so you don't have to finish anything off. So we're going to go back to the neckline, and nobody knows it's a knit but you. And it serves the same purpose as your bias strip, except that you don't have to do it that way. You can do it with the knit and it's finished. So I'm going to put these two edges together like this and find the center of that distance and put a pin in it. And again, do it this way and put a pin in it. Now, let me tell you that the whole purpose behind doing it this way is that it doesn't gape on you, because you want your neckline to lay really nice. So that's what the neckline looks like when it's pinned. You're going to match these pins, follow the direction for Chanel trim, and instead of covering the cut edge, fold the whole thing to the inside, and you've got it. It's absolutely a perfect way to do it. One other hint I want to give you is when you sew a sleeveless garment. And this is a great hint, because this happens in ready to wear all the time. I see this all the time. This is your side seam right here. All right. And you're going to sew with a 1/2 inch seam, and you come all the way up to the armhole. When you do anything like this, I'll do it with a tape measure so you can see it. Anytime you sew a sleeveless garment, you wind up with these little wings right here. Again, you see it in retail all the time. So what you're going to do is to do this. Right at the armhole, you want to take maybe like an inch seam allowance versus a 1/2 inch. Now you don't want to do an inch seam allowance all the way down. You just want to do it right up there at the armhole, and that will make it lay right next to you. You put the bias trim or the strip of knit on there, and you get a beautiful armhole. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now it's time to check out the website. Everything is on there. You can purchase the pattern, the book, all the notions I talked about. You can join the Fit Club and check out the classes where I'm teaching. And be sure to follow me on Facebook.